gentlemen, hello Mongoloids, to another fantastic episode of By the Bulb. Episode 14, in fact.
14.
I'm Brian Studley. I'm very excited to be here. It's been almost a month. Almost a month! Without talking to you guys.
God.
To my right is Jeremy Backlar. How you doing, Jeremy?
I am just trying to hang on. We're all finally we all finished our senior thesis project, the production
finished.
of it. Yeah. Well, these two gentlemen, Tony and Brian, have to put the goddamn thing together. So have fun.
Make it a movie.
We did the part where you make it look pretty. Well, I made it look pretty.
Yeah, he did. No. Jeremy did a hell of a job. He was our production designer, and just did bust his ass. Got all the shit that we needed.
Yeah.
Hell of a job, Jeremy. Hell of a job.
I appreciate it.
Way to go.
You got some mileage.
Yeah.
Some city miles on Jeremy at this point.
Actually, I mean, after doing that, I was watching Alien with my girlfriend last night, and I was like, maybe I want to be a production designer.
Right?
Like that's pretty fun. I don't know. I was just like looking at all, especially with Alien, where like a lot of the lights are built into the set itself, and it's like
It's practically
Yeah.
yeah. Well, next to Jeremy and across from me is my partner in post-production, Payne. That's called alliteration. Tony Gomez, everybody.
Thank you.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, like I said, we had a rough time, folks.
we had a rough time. There was
It was mostly for me and Brian, though. It was we didn't, as editors, we just had sort of a whatever needs doing kind of thing on
Go
set.
first.
Yeah.
Go first. Yeah.
And we goofed.
We
We goofed as
Dug a
much as
few
we could.
holes.
I mean,
yeah.
well, you guys were there. I don't think they would have been able to proceed without asking you guys a question for at least every shot.
Yeah,
Because,
every fucking shot.
especially that
And
last day.
It's just like, and then what's also funny is that when I'm not around, that's Brian. Be like, Brian, blah blah at this shot. Brian will give his answer. Okay, well, where's Tony? and the same thing with me. It's like they'll ask me a question. Okay, but so Brian, what do you think about? Yeah, so did they not? They didn't get the answer they wanted because we're both being kind of difficult, and then they just try to go to the other way. It's like, don't ask. Mommy says no. Ask Daddy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And don't listen to either one of them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, there was some babysitter stuff going on. That
Film school shite. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Let's just graduate, guys.
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't know. Here's
fuck
it
out of
turns
it.
out you don't you don't actually have to be an intelligent person to even get into school.
Newsflash. Average IQ, not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
15 magnificent facts.
So, press on with your lives. Get a diploma. Hopefully, if you're going to do it in film, you're working with some people that.
I mean, that's just the biz, right?
That are having up and at them sort of attitude.
Yeah.
What's funny is that we're in school, right? So we see this, we think, oh, it's just because we're in school. But even if you're on a set, those people are there.
Yeah, those people are there. Well, yeah. I mean,
Like a legitimate
hopefully we're going to
production.
be dealing with a more competent crew. But at the same,
That'd be nice.
there's a lot of.
Right. Like, I feel like okay. So So Jeremy says that, and we're sounding like dicks right now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, audience, you weren't there.
I don't want to call. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad.
No.
Who maybe may or not listen to this podcast, but
None of us.
none of them
our
are going to
podcast.
listen.
No.
But it's stuff happened. Students
they are aware
made
of it.
student mistakes.
Yeah.
A lot of student mistakes.
A lot of student mistakes.
Yeah. So let's.
Anyway, we're back at you.
We're back at you, and there's tons of news. Like I said, it's been almost a month. We are going to start off with the TV category today. Lots of stuff as far as TV is concerned. I've been watching a lot of it. I feel like there's a ton of it that's pretty choice right now. Some good
Did I
TV.
say it was choice?
They just-
choice meats.
They launched a trailer a few weeks ago for the DC Legends of Tomorrow, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a spin-off of crossover
Spin-off
Of a
crossover.
dream.
Of Flash and Arrow, which are on the CW. I almost said WB. Yeah, the CW, which aren't bad shows, but they're not great. Trailer looks cool though.
Now,
no,
What'd you think?
The
okay.
effects budget for a CW show like that, like it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering it's on the CW.
The trailer was sweet. I don't really know that much about the story. Most of it seemed pretty cliche. The one thing that I was super excited about was fucking Hawkman.
Yeah, and Hawkman
Hawkman was like one of the few comic books that I did sort of read some issues
no
of.
shit.
So
Interesting.
like, I like Hawkman, man.
Yeah, what's not to like anything with wings and a helmet?
Yeah, dude.
Now, one thing I want to ask though, since you've revealed this knowledge about Hawkman, the most I know about Hawkman is from Justice League the Animated Series, and the Hawkman on that was just some guy, right?
Right.
He just put on the fucking armor and then had the wings, but he wasn't like from the same planet as Hawkgirl. He just wore the shit.
Well, yeah, Hawkman.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
so I mean, there's gonna be some people. I'm not gonna be totally because I haven't read a super amount, but as I understand it, Hawkman is sort of like the Last Airbender or like the Avatar. He's like he dies and then a new Hawkman is reborn. It's sort of like the Phantom. Also,
Interesting.
somebody like teaches.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a hand-me-down superhero.
yeah, one Hawkman dies and another Hawkman replaces him. So
Please
and
don't
that's
pick
why
your brother so you
there's
get
like some issues where they'll go like, this was what the Hawkman was like in the Wild West, and him and Hawkgirl were like bank robbers, and like it's
all
pretty
right.
cool. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it seemed like Tony, you were talking about the Justice League cartoons and stuff. It was very like Hawkgirl focused, though.
Yeah.
Her and Green Lantern had a
They
thing.
had a
going.
thing,
Yeah.
and they had the time skip, and they got a little
Yeah.
guy there.
That's right, the little guy. Yeah.
yeah. And there's also in the Hawkman comic books, in the one that I was reading, there was like sort of this thing where like the Hawkman's like, well, we've always been together throughout the years. He's like, well, but she's like, I'm like a totally different hot girl, so like we don't have to like. Bang, dude.
I'm not ready to get hawked down.
I'm a ham hawk if you.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it looked cool. Tony, you had mentioned the budget. It looks honestly as good as
Yeah.
some theatrical stuff. I
Yeah.
Well, maybe not as good, but right there. It's just about on the cusp.
I don't know. I'd say it's pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
As close as you're gonna get for like a network.
Yeah,
TV show.
no.
Well, like the little Atom stuff, like
Yeah.
looked like Ant-Man-ish, about the same quality.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, Jay?
No, I was just the lighting on it is really sweet too. Like it looks it's sort of going off like the Marvel like Daredevil and Jessica Jones type, but it's still
Yeah.
like it's different. It's
That's I feel like that the Jessica Jones Daredevil is rated R, and this is very like
yeah.
PG.
They're trying to make make
like,
it as gritty as they can
tween.
seem without actually showing boobs.
Right.
Be an interesting thing to expand on too. I'm not saying we should do it now, but just talking about like the TV versus like the Netflix and everything. Like that's obviously DC when we're
Yeah.
talking about Marvel stuff, but it's definitely a lot of different.
Well,
ways
even
to
without TV,
be
like
producing these
DC
things.
and Marvel have very different very
Sensibilities.
different feels to them.
Yeah. I feel like when you get out, like in DC at least, when you get outside of like the Milky Way galaxy or whatever, they really have an in-depth. I don't know, just what would you call mythology to sort of build from, and it's,
Lore.
yeah, I think it's deeper and goes farther than anything Marvel has to. One guy's opinion.
Interesting.
But at the same time, I feel like Marvel, not necessarily better at making a good movie, but better at making a good, like, all-around enjoyable. Anybody can go see that movie and
Yeah,
really
that's
enjoy
definitely
it.
it.
And
Accessible.
DC's it's like a little more dark when they try to do humor. They don't necessarily do it as well, and they have a lot of stuff where like unless you are a fucking hardcore DC fan, you probably wouldn't get it.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that's starting out in the spring.
Yeah.
And just a little side note, Joe Dante, one of my favorite 80s legends, is directing an episode 8. Don't know what it's called. If I watch any episode of that show, it's going to be episode 8.
Yeah, Joe Dante, man.
Joe Dante.
I'm glad to hear that he's at least still around and like
Yeah.
someone's going to hire him to do something. I mean, he's still been working, but he hasn't been. His heyday was the 80s.
Well, I think that he got burnt out based on what I know. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to claim to know this for sure, but I think Gremlins 2 is a really bad experience for him. And he might have found out who his real friends were, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And sort of was just bummed out on the whole movie making scene. I think if he wanted, I mean, 'cause we've talked about it before, like he made Small Soldiers and stuff. Like he still made movies after that shit.
I think probably another parallel to that's going to be Joss Whedon after Avengers 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're probably going to see something like he got pretty fucking burnt out after the second Avengers.
And you can tell, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to shit on that movie as much as some might. It's
Many shit.
there are many shits.
There's some I mean, it's still a sweet movie, but there's some lazy stuff going on. Like a lot of the camera work is like, let's just put the camera on a rail for every scene, and every shot will just be like panning across everyone.
Yeah.
And
See,
like,
I don't even think about. See,
like,
that's
yeah.
your cinematographer.
Yeah.
I don't even think about it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah, I
about
didn't
it.
even watch it.
I have to take. I'll watch it again and think
Yeah.
about that. Moving along in TV news, Mystery Science Theater 3000 just crushed it.
Just like they were like, I don't know, maybe could we have a little bit of dude, everything we have, take it. Oh my
They
god,
broke records, right?
Yeah,
They
That
broke
was
records
insane.
for Kickstarter.
And there's some celebrities that have already expressed interest in
Yeah.
a cameo. I don't know. I mean, it was Bill Hader.
Right. Seinfeld.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld.
Which is weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
random, right?
Really, it's the dude from Community, Joel McHale.
Yeah. Jack Black.
And Jack Black. Some other like weird, but I don't know, man.
Right. I want to know.
To see what I mean. It's probably gonna be in the sketches that they have in between the like. You know,
Right. They'll be playing some funky characters.
Yeah, MPH in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I want to see. I'm excited to see what movies they're going to be watching because they're paying for licenses.
Yeah, they're actually paying for which correct myself in our last episode where I said that they in the original series they only did public domain stuff, and I thought that they should only do. But the reason why their Kickstarter wanted so much money is because they are paying for the licenses of the movie, which is pretty cool. I mean, there are a lot of terrible fucking movies.
They still want that money, though. Oh, you wanna use that, huh?
Yeah. All right, well,
Now,
let me call Herman.
That there'll be less of a novelty quality if it's not like this super obscure.
Well,
movie
you can
that they're
still-
watching. It's something that you know already. You know what they're going to joke about.
Well, I
Right.
hope that it's not. I hope that it is still obscure movies, but they're getting movies that, just are still obscure, but
recent.
recent, and like you have to. I don't know.
You got an example? I mean, yeah.
Well,
Just like cult movies, you think?
just like shitty horror movies that like Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Right, okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna pay the rights for that. You
Yeah.
know.
Be good.
Yeah.
I also am not sure. I know that Joel Joel Hodgson.
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 He's a pretty family friendly guy, and he really wanted Mystery Science Theater to be a family friendly show the whole time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's gonna do Thanksgiving where a turkey says
I don't
nice
know,
tits,
dude.
Crash. You know,
Yeah. But I've seen some ones on like Netflix when it was on there that were pretty, like, kind of racy.
Oh yeah.
A little racy,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
but still dumb.
It's still dumb. Yeah, no, but I'm excited. I
it's
love
great.
Mystery Science. Even though it's only, I wish it was the other guy, like Mike. Shoot,
The second guy.
the second guy. Yeah,
Like you're a second guy.
Well, I like them both a lot, but
Mike, a second guy.
Second
Mike
guy.
the second guy. But it wasn't just it was the guys who did the voice of the guy who played
Right.
Dr. Forrester and
Those got switched
TV's
up
Frank
and stuff,
and
right?
all those characters. But I'm still excited to see what happens. I hope that the sets are just as cheesy. They're probably not going to be though with that crazy
You never know.
Kickstarter. I hope it's a high level cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you can ask
Yeah,
for, really.
like Buffy. That was expensive cheese.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive cheese. Than I mean, you're talking about American next to
next to Gruyere or something like
Les
that.
Compétents. But so that's awesome. That's good news for Nerds Anywhere. And I think it just boils down to all you had to do was ask
All you had
Mystery
to
Science
do was
Theater.
Waiting this whole time.
Speaking of things that are coming back, not necessarily as popular, but equally as cool, Samurai Jack.
Samurai
It was a
Jack.
really, really cool limited show. It was on
I heard
Cartoon
this was
Network.
going on. Is it the same voice actor?
I think. Well,
Yeah.
it can't be Haku because Haku is
He's
dead.
dead.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He's dead.
Also,
Also the voice of Uncle Iroh.
Uncle Iroh.
I can't remember the actor's name, but he was in Conan the Barbarian. He was the I'm a wizard, mind you.
His name is Mako.
Mako,
something.
yeah. That's
Great
what he
voice
does.
actor.
No, he's a great voice
I feel
actor.
like Aku is one of the best parts of that show.
Yeah.
I just wonder if they're going to get the same guy they did on Airbender.
Yeah, who he was also the voice of Splinter in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie. Not the one that. There's been a lot of shitty new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Yo! I heard that cartoon was not bad though.
Yeah.
From what I saw and what I've heard, people really it was received well. They got more of I think a love interest thing going on between Donatello and April, which is strange. I don't know if that's been in any other one of them.
Yeah, they're. I don't know.
Why do one of the turtles need to want to bang Lee? I don't know.
Isn't that still technically bestiality? Hey, Samurai Jack is going to be a real treat.
Yeah, there's a little tangent there.
Samurai Reject is what I'm seeing here. I guess being held aloft as one of the best
Animated.
American animated.
Yeah, I mean it's the
since
same
Batman the Animated Series.
It's the same studio guys that did Powerpuff Girls and
that very blocky
They had no lines.
Dexter's Laboratory
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Oh, they all Gendy.
that's cool, man.
Wait,
I think Cartoon Network.
Was Samurai Jack also Gendy Tartakovsky? Or
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That guy's good, man. He just does good shit.
Yeah.
Now I heard that Hotel Transylvania 2 was garbage, but Hotel Transylvania 1 was not a bad movie, and that was Gendy.
Yeah, I wish if I were a kid and I didn't know that it was like Sandler and all of his buddies doing it. Like you're right, like it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
But you're still
at the same time, the damage is done. But yeah, hopefully that'll be really cool. Basic cable, which is always nice. And I gotta get anything extra. A little thing here. I've never been much of a Doctor Who guy.
I'm not a
really.
Whovian.
I appreciate it. I've never been able I've tried to crack it with my girl before. Like here's the first episode. Here's the second. She falls asleep and it's like, well, okay, I guess not.
I never had a serious interest in it. I did appreciate Tennant when he was one of the doctors.
Christopher Eccleston.
Eccleston was also one of
He's a good doctor.
The most recent guy, I never really got into him. I tried watching it because they had a new showrunner and everything. Everybody was talking about Doctor Who, but I couldn't get into it.
Is this the one that's going on right now?
No, that's
I've heard that's taken a darker tone.
Yeah, they got an old doctor.
But the one that they got after David Tennant was this super young guy who was a guy that
the soccer player guy.
Yeah, he never watched or heard of he never really watched Doctor Who up until he got the gig, and I think really what happened was the show got super popular again, and they got what they thought was pretty people and a higher production value.
Yeah,
and it fucking sucked. I mean, and I haven't watched every
people that might want to fucking kill you right
now. No, they are. But some people, I've seen the Christopher Eccleston, and I've seen the David Tennant, and I've seen some of the new guy, and I tell you, that new guy is just trying so hard to be a charming.
Well, there's another
space
guy
wizard.
now.
There's another guy now, which I haven't, cannot comment on, but.
But I like that actor. He's funny.
Anyway, I guess the real news here to report is that Peter Jackson, longtime fan of Doctor Who, is up to direct an episode, which I think is cool. Not knowing too much about Doctor Who, I know that in the Hobbit series, Radagast the Brown is an old doctor.
Yeah, he's one of the doctors,
and that guy is just insanely
he's
just
great. Great.
The movie and the behind the scenes stuff for that Hobbit, he is just on all the time.
Yeah,
and that piques my interest as far as going back and looking at Doctor Who stuff. But it seems like this is a dream project for Peter Jackson, which I thought worth mentioning.
Yeah, no, that's good for. I mean, that's awesome, and especially it's. It's one you so. That's really humble of him to direct a TV show after he's done such big blockbusters. But at the same time, I feel like he's oh, I'm tired of making Hobbits. I really would like. Can I please direct an episode of
Right.
Doctor Who?
Basically,
That would be
bang down
a
their door.
dream come
Yeah.
true for
Yeah.
me. Like,
you
and I
also
feel
gotta
like
look at this picture on the article.
Yeah,
that we
his
have for
face.
reference, 'cause his face, he
because
just
he's
looks
holding
so
all these
bored.
Oscars that he has, but he looks so
Dude.
haggard and.
He's the king of New Zealand. I mean,
Yeah.
what the hell? The guy doesn't need to do anything else. Like, and I still love him.
Yeah.
Even his, movie, like the King Kongs or whatever.
I loved
Yeah.
King Kong, man.
Did you?
I liked it a lot.
You loved it.
I loved it.
I'll never forget being in the movie theater. Like an hour into the movie, and this guy's just out of nowhere. It's just like, man, I thought this movie was called King Kong. And I was never able to get back into the movie.
It sucked you right out. No, the worst part about it is definitely the end when Jack Black is like, "'Twas beauty killed the beast." It's like, you're fucking Jack Black.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Oh, Christ.
You get right out of here.
Forgot about that.
You just see someone like whipping something at Jack Black and him just flipping his fucking head around, like skittering out of a room. Get out of here, Jack. Yo!
So that's happening.
So Petey Potts is gonna do it.
Petey Potts. Ending television news on, I think, an extremely high note. Tremors, which is a story about a bunch of guys named Trevor.
chugging natty ice down by the lake.
Tremors, which the first one at least holds a very special
Great.
place in my heart. Really
I've
enjoyed
seen
that one.
I've seen every Tremors except
Stumpy.
for Tremors 5, which is
on the Netflix.
on Netflix. I
Yeah.
think it might have been I don't know. It came out recently.
I'd only ever seen any other Tremor because of you. Like, you
Yeah.
guys were watching it. It was the one with that, like, the little land critters.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
the second
Skidding
one.
around.
It
Wait,
looked
no,
like those
okay.
little Ninja Turtle,
Yeah.
like mousers, but they were.
So the second one has these things called the Screechers, which have like thermal vision.
Oh.
And but the third one, they evolve into the colorful term they use is ass blasters, and they fart and propel themselves through the air with
Not
their,
quite as catchy as Graboids.
no. And then, the
Ass
fourth
blast.
one is just there's still a giant white worm that they forgot about, or like nobody
Missed
whatever.
it.
The Moby Dick.
Oops.
Yeah, oops, and then they get it, and it's fun because like the shitty kid in the first one who's like, "Give me the gun, man!
Yeah.
It's not allowed." He like wants to come back, and like he's like a millionaire now, and he wants to like start a theme park with that one worm, and in fucking what is it called? Paradise or
That sounds about right.
I don't think that's what
Something
it was called.
like Charmsville.
Yeah,
Well, one of them's Valentine. I know that.
yeah.
Well, so they're coming out with a show.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out with a show. And I don't know if they're going to keep all, your precious Tremors 2 through 5 lore.
I hope they don't.
In there. Well, because Kevin Bacon's back, baby.
Yeah.
Bacon's back.
Bacon's back.
I want my bacon back. Bacon
bacon's
back.
back in
back.
town.
The other one had to. What's the other actor's name? I can't.
Oh, guy. Whatever.
Fucking guy. But he
Not
name is
not
in
Kevin
bold.
Bacon.
he was in the
article.
second one.
Oh, you're talking. Okay, we had this discussion off cast because you've got the guy that was in Family Ties, right? The
Yeah.
dad, and then you've got the other guy that was Bacon's like partner in crime in the first one.
Yeah. So the guy that was in Family Ties was Michael Gross. The other dude. Let's see. You guys, we're a crack team over here at By the Bulb.
Yes, Jeremy reads Wikipedia.
He was also in
everybody.
Sweet Home Alabama.
He was in The Right Stuff.
Thank God.
His name, Fred Ward.
Fred Ward.
Fred Ward.
Nice.
Yes. Tremors.
Mystery solved, everybody. Don't know where Tremors is going to be airing. It's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, I read the article. Yeah, I skimmed the article. I read the headline.
I looked at all the names that were bolden.
Yeah. But that sounds cool. Kevin Bacon, I think he made a triumphant comeback, at least to my subconscious, with X-Men First Class as Sebastian, I think was his baddie's name.
I did not see
Sebastian
First
Ward.
Class, but
No?
I think Kevin Bacon is a damn fine actor.
I agree.
Have you ever seen? There's this really dark movie he was in called The Huntsman, where he plays a pedophile who like just got out of prison and is trying to like not be a pedophile.
I haven't seen. Is that the one like on the cover? He's like holding a basketball in the woods or something.
Yeah, it's like
Sebastian Shaw.
There it is. No, I've never seen it, but
it's
he's a
really,
creep.
Yeah.
It's that one like where he's like I can't think of the name of it, but he's like
Man.
canoeing. No, that's canoeing. He's canoeing with a bunch of kids. One of which is
Canoodle while he
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
Yeah, and he's like a bully and like tries to abandon them. I don't know, they're like White River. It's not the River Wild because he was in that with Meryl Streep. Also, it's a different one.
Have you seen the air up there?
No. Is it when he goes to Africa?
When he goes to Africa and teaches them how to play basketball?
Whitewater Summer. Is
White
the
Water.
title
Yes,
of the film.
I need to see that really badly. I need to see it really badly.
Very intense picture of Kevin Bacon and some canoeing on the cover.
Some intense.
Yeah, just like Kevin Bacon in the background, just like.
He like busts up his leg at the end.
He's like,
dude, you don't know what you're missing.
You don't know what you're missing. We gotta watch.
We're gonna have to put that on something.
Yeah, you're gonna put it on a thing.
Let's see if that's on Netflix.
All right, so that is the TV news. Since there is so much information, we're gonna take a big chunk, just like some white trash guy grabbing a big barrel of cheesy poofs at a Walmart.
Cheesy poofs.
Heading back to his what?
His trailer.
Because it's time for trailer trash.
Trailers.
Trash. Guys, we have 4 trailers.
There's
have
a lot of trailers.
4 plus 3 trailers. Sorry, we have 7 trailers.
This is an intense trailer trash, which is why normally you guys, as you guys know, we give you a little bit more news before we do the trailer trash. But this is there's a lot of trash around this trailer today.
Well, it's right. It's the holiday season. Holiday reason. Yeah. So there's lots of trailers because it's that time of year. And, you know, we haven't even mentioned yet. This is probably going to be the last episode we record of the year.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
yeah, I mean,
at least before Christmas.
Yeah, no, I mean, because next week's fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we might do a New Year's episode.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm down for that, but
Yeah.
But Merry Christmas, you fucking jackal.
Okay, well, something's coming up. Something we're gonna have to talk about, obviously, because I want it to be as fresh as it can be. Is Star Wars.
We gotta talk about stuff.
okay. Well, we're gonna lead up to that. But right now
with the trash.
trailer trash. We played the song. We gotta do this.
We gotta do this.
Got 7 trailers, and I think what we'll do is we'll start out with the superhero block of trailers.
Yeah,
We are
just inundated with superhero
old block.
movies
Yeah.
right now.
so far behind. A lot of people have reported on this, but we haven't, so it doesn't count. We watched the trailer for Captain America Thrice. Civil War. What'd you guys think of that one?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so a lot of people are gonna be mad at me, but I haven't seen Captain America 1 or Winter Soldier.
Oh, you fucking dick.
You piece of human garbage.
I mean, I really want to see Captain America beat the fucking shit out of Iron Man, but I don't know,
I
man.
thought we were friends.
I wish Spider-Man had showed up.
Oh, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Too.
They're
Not gonna do that to the
saving
trailer.
it. Just like they're saving Mark Hamill. Oh, sorry.
Because honestly, the only reason I want to see Civil War is because of Spider-Man. And
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I want to see that whole thing play out where Spider-Man reveals that he's Peter Parker. And
You think they're gonna do it like that?
Is it gonna have as much? I mean, like Okay, so it's weird, right? Because you don't have an established Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe yet.
Yeah.
So is it gonna have as much gravity if it's like, oh, he's Peter Parker, and now he's telling everyone he's Peter Parker? Because we all know the story, but there's not this established character in the universe already.
How many of the same origin story movies do we need?
We don't. We don't
all know what the fucking deal is with Spider-Man.
But I don't know. Just, what I'm asking though is, does it make a difference if we don't have that for this cinematic universe Spider-Man?
I don't think it makes a difference, honestly. I mean,
because it's just like, well, how's it going to play out then? Is it just going to be Robert Downey Jr. has the press conference as Iron Man? He's like, hey, I'm fucking Iron Man. You guys knew. Check it out. There's this little guy that hasn't showed up before in these movies. Peter Parker's Spider-Man. What the fuck?
Yeah. He's probably going to do it at the end. They're probably going to milk another...
I don't know. I see that. I see them pulling
movie
that out a little quicker because it seems like they're trying to hide the amount that Spider-Man's actually going to be in this, and they moved a lot of shit around to make sure they got some Spider-Man in there.
Some Spider-Man.
We'll see. I don't really. I mean, you're right. Like in a way, like if you rush that, it's not going to land as hard. But you don't want the fucking story. You know, his whatever origin story again.
Obviously, we don't need it again.
No. Don't need it. Don't want it ever again. But this sort of, you know, Jeremy's a douche and hasn't watched the second one. For me to you, Winter Soldier is one of the best.
I've heard that they're fucking
in the MCU.
Super solid.
I mean, in my humble opinion,
it's got, and I think it's the same. The guys, because it's a brother team that directed the second one, and they're directing the Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. But there's like this really rough, like
Joss is like, no.
brother team
with an abundance of mother love. But this seems to have the same sort of thing. Like in the second one, their hand-to-hand combat's really cool. Like they do a great job of filming it. It has like some weight to it.
Yeah.
This seems to be along the same lines. You get that shot towards the end of the trailer.
Oh yeah, where like both the
Winter Soldier
and fucking
Bucky
Captain
Barnes.
America are just like fucking wailing on him. Just
Yeah.
like,
And
you take my
I'm telling
shield. Okay, give it back.
Yeah.
And then fucking
You take the broomstick.
Yeah.
You break it off in his asshole. Really, he's got prison rape.
that part about
His
it
ass.
fucking was awesome.
Oh, that was great. That was so
great.
good.
Yeah.
And I bet you that we only saw that because something fucking crazy happens at the end of that.
Somebody's gonna die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's
So it's either Spider-Man shows up, he's like, hey,
Hey,
I'm gonna sling webs at your fucking metal fist and stick it to his shield, asshole.
fucking Spider-Man.
Well, and not to be overlooked is the reveal of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Who looks pretty tight, man.
Pretty sweet. Who's playing it? Is it Idris?
He's
No.
a not extremely well-known actor, not Idris Elba.
I heard I think I saw an article that like was like a speculation, probably.
No,
not
he's
trying to
already-
be a
he has
racist
not done-
person.
he has
He's
not
in
done
the
much.
Thor series already.
Yeah, he's Heimdall.
Yeah. Not everybody can be Ryan Reynolds or
He's gotta jump back. He's like, I
jump
made
all
that
over
mistake,
Black
but check this out. Heimdall. I got that locked and loaded to tell you the name of that
The only reason I know that is because I'm a bigger nerd who like reads books about stuff.
No, you guys missed it. Like Jeremy stuck his two fingers like right in my face.
Yeah. like that's fucking Heimdall.
Black Panther is played by Chadwick Boseman, and at this point, he's most known for Get On Up, Draft Day, All My Children, and 42. So Get On Up was the
Yeah.
Get up,
get up, oh!
James Brown.
James Brown movie that I did not hear much about.
Yeah.
So this guy hasn't done a lot, and this is interesting because most of the Marvel superheroes we've seen so far are people that are pretty well
Pretty
known,
established.
right? Yeah, pretty established. This
They're
guy
just like,
not
"Oh,
so
did you
much,
hear
and
this?"
he's gonna have his own standalone movie. So we'll see if that works
I would
out.
almost argue with that though, because I mean, like Liam Hemsworth, it is Liam. Which
No,
one is
it's
it?
Chris.
Chris Hemsworth, or whatever. The other eyebrow brother. He wasn't really much, and then Mark Ruffalo, they're an established, like like we should know who he is because
Yeah.
we're cinephiles or
Yeah.
whatever. But no, I don't think people were like, man, who's this new Hulk dude?
Yeah.
Kind of looks like a
Ruffalo
douche.
was known well enough.
yeah, I
He's
mean,
been
I
in a
think-
bunch of movies with other like A-list actors, and he's maybe not A. I don't know if he's A himself, but
Right, but he wasn't a name though. I guess is what I'm saying. Right.
I would argue with Ruffalo. I would say that he's more well known, but I agree with you when it comes to Hemsworth. Hemsworth
Mark Ruffalo
was
is
just
like
like
a-
a face.
Well,
and then he
Christopher
showed up in a couple
Hemsworth was
things,
like
but-
the only thing that I remember him in before that was Christopher Hemsworth. Wait, okay, that's the guy that played Thor, right? Or was it
Yes.
Yeah.
Christopher, because he was
Captain
Captain Kirk's dad.
Oh,
That's very yes.
That was like
true.
the first
and he was
thing I
in
saw.
Cabin in
him
the
in.
Yeah.
Woods, also Joss Whedon. So
Yeah.
That was I think Thor and Cabin in the Woods were like this
About the same time?
same time
Yeah.
maybe. But I'm with you, Jeremy. The Star Trek, him is Kirk's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely remembered him. That was
Yeah.
a great opening
Yeah.
scene.
That was good.
All right, so, keeping with
Where did
Marvel.
we land on that? I don't
Yeah.
know. Moving on.
Marvel comic books, different studio over at Fox. They released the trailer for X-Men Apocalypse, Age of Apocalypse.
Guy.
I don't know. There seems to be a rift between people who like Marvel Cinematic Universe and people who
Yeah.
like the X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
I find myself getting in arguments with friends that I'll come back to the text later.
Oh, you showed me some
Yeah.
of those. Those were
yeah.
interesting to behold.
Yeah, sorry, fellas. I had to get second opinions. And though I do agree that Marvel isn't 100% amazing. We've talked about Ultron and stuff like that. The X-Men franchise, with or without Bryan Singer, is far from perfect.
Yeah.
And this new trailer with you got Apocalypse in there. He's growing. He's getting big. That's neat. But other than that,
I don't know, man. You were talking to me about like just the character design just looks so fucking lame. Like all the characters look so fucking lame. Like I wouldn't buy a toy of that guy.
Well, yeah, and why are they all like in black leather again? Like,
Right.
what is Bryan Singer like? What's his deal, dude? Like, give them cool uniforms. This is just bland bullshit.
The cool thing about the X-Men when like you were growing up is they all had their own fucking outfit. Like, they didn't have
as a team,
really
they had their yellow.
Yeah, they had like
and blue.
they had like their theme. But
Don't
like,
expect them to do that, right?
And maybe Jubilee and Gambit kind of dress the same, but
Same powers, right? You just had glowy balls and
trench
exploding
coats.
balls.
okay. So Gambit can turn things into kinetic energy.
No, but
Was it kinetic?
Well, he converts kinetic into like hurt your face energy. I don't know, but he can convert energy.
propulsive.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, okay. So you've got your bland black leather outfits, right? But you've also got like the design for like Archangel. Okay, like in my mind, like Archangel is one of the coolest Marvel characters.
No, yeah, he's comparable to fucking Doomsday or
Really?
I think he's like
as on his
DC.
as
Or not
as
Doomsday, I mean,
Angel. Who are you talking about?
what's the guy's name? Apocalypse.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's like on because he becomes like
well, he's Angel, right?
Yeah,
and he's like some spoiled rich kid.
Yeah.
But then when Apocalypse gets hold of him, he gives him this whole new thing. Yeah. And in the trailer for this, there's one shot of him like floating around in the clouds, shooting some shit out of his wings. Like looks cool. And I know that for a time in the 70s, he had this little blonde mohawk thing happening. Yeah. But if you look, people. In the trailer, when they're in like under the mansion or whatever, Magneto's sucking Professor X's chair towards him in like the most seen hallway in cinematic history. That fucking hallway. And in the back, if you pause it, you'll see Archangel in the background with this glam rock.
he has like tribal tattoos. Or something.
Nah, he just looks fucking terrible. How about that?
It's funny that you guys both are really on this page, and I enjoyed the trailer for the most part. I gotta say, just like they were covering all the main points. You get the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. You got Apocalypse fucking shit up. Yeah, the fucking costume design is not really on point, but for X-Men. Really, has it ever been?
No. Well, okay.
You're right.
Never. For any of the live-action X-Men movies, ever has that been the case? No.
Okay.
No. But if you talk about the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, that fucking stupid ass line where they're like, maybe he got it from the Bible, or the Bible got it from him. It's like, how many fucking movies have we heard some shit like that?
That was towards the end of it, and the only thing that like really rubbed me the wrong way was the final shot of it. Gonna ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it, but fucking McAvoy's bald ass head.
Yeah,
no, you just come on.
Here you guys go. That's Professor.
But why is it bald? Why is he bald though? I mean,
Why indeed, Brian?
Because he shaved his hair.
Yeah,
it was because he hadn't felt power like this
because
before.
he had thigh cancer.
The power was so good that I lost my hair.
Yeah. Also, like, how many times has he said that in a movie too? Like, I have never felt a mutant.
Yeah, dude. Fucking,
that super S-Class 510.
So, all right, I guess like more. Okay, so we're talking about like costume design. I don't like, and it's very transparent to me. What's her face wins an Oscar, right?
Yeah.
Old Mockingjay there. What's
Lawrence?
Yeah. Who's fantastic and talented, and I really like her. But all of a sudden, Mystique is not the leader of the X-Men. And don't try to squeeze her in that role. And don't have her in blue. Like, she's fucking Mystique. But they're trying to, her popularity has skewed it in that way for me.
Oh, they're
also,
definitely changing.
I don't remember her name, but the chick who plays Sansa Stark was Jean Grey ever British? I mean, I wasn't.
No,
like,
she's trying her best to hide her English
I
accent.
thought she was
she
trying.
sounded British as fuck to me.
Really?
I agree.
I didn't even
She
think.
was
I couldn't
trying.
even tell
She
that she was trying.
Wasn't doing it very well.
No.
I think she was trying. I'd have to go back and listen to it, but I think she was trying
It's
to do.
just like there's so many movies that are coming
You don't
out
like
now.
Sansa?
I don't like her.
Oh,
I
poor
do not-
Sansa.
But I just think there's
But
so
I don't
many.
like.
There's so many like gigs that are coming out. Like Game of Thrones is just like, oh, you were on Game of Thrones, be in the movie. Like the witch, the chick who plays fucking.
Oh,
Liza Aaron is in that movie, The Witch, that's coming out. Remember
the
that?
one with the like fire
Crazy.
goddess with the boobs?
No. The Liza Aaron is Catelyn Stark's sister. She's got the crazy son who she
Oh,
still
really?
breastfeeds.
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
old booby son. Yeah.
Oh, the old booby son.
I
She
remember
got
that.
tossed in a hole.
Yeah.
I've seen her in other shit too,
Yeah.
like popping up. But yeah, no, Jean Grey. This is
I'm
not.
gonna have to go back and watch it, you guys, because there's a couple things that didn't really rub me the right way towards the end of it, but like through the build up, I was like, oh, nice.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not just like.
Maybe I'm just.
I
jaded.
gonna see it.
I read the text messages from my friends,
Yeah.
and it woke me up. The vibrating of my phone.
I was trying to
So
sleep
I
in.
went into it just like, fuck you guys.
with fury and
and
anger.
fuck this movie.
But
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe we're jaded because, like I said, there's like so many of these fucking superhero movies are just coming out.
And
after
you know,
another,
this isn't
and
even the fucking. This isn't even
but, like,
the big part.
you
Like
can't-
DC's coming. DC's coming. DC's
But you gotta admit
coming.
that like all these trailers look kind of like the same fucking movie, except there's different characters.
That's because like how many different ways can you say here's a bunch of guys with superpowers
Yeah.
fucking up other people with superpowers?
there's a bridge exploding.
Brian Singer loves an explosion. Yeah, well,
I sound like a dick, but I'm just.
we just I don't know. I think it seems like we're randomly picking a side for no
Yeah,
reason.
we are.
If we wanted to bitch
You
about
guys
Civil
are being
War,
mean. You
We
know,
are
I
being
didn't.
dicks.
I didn't hate it, and I'm waiting with anticipation.
That's
so.
good.
Yeah.
Somebody has to. Well, switching universes, as you were just mentioning, Tony, DC's got to do something.
Got no thing.
So they came out with the Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice
All right, I got a
trailer.
I was super excited for X-Men Apocalypse, and then seeing both of these trailers, I was like, I couldn't give less of a shit about Batman vs Superman, but now it's totally changed.
Yeah.
I want to fucking see that movie so bad.
He's finally good same page for this one because holy shit!
Oh my
And
God.
we've talked about this. We talked about like the way the things that you see in this trailer, right? It's sort of like it was really reminiscent of Justice League, which we talked about so much on this fucking podcast.
Yeah.
And just like when you see, I kind of wish that we wouldn't have seen it. I would have liked that relationship,
exchange between them.
the way it's gonna work. You know, the dynamic to be revealed
She
when I
with you?
saw the fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that thing?
No, when they're like,
Yeah.
in the
She
beginning
with you.
when they like.
And when they're actually
when they're
meeting.
actually talking,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
and like you get the sense that they actually both totally know who the other person
Yeah.
is, but they're in public, so they're not just gonna go out and say it.
I had
and
a
like,
problem with clowns.
yeah, and that's it's like
Maybe it's the
you can tell they
fucking
want to just
fuck
fucking punch the shit out of each other right there, and then
Just
Lex
sizing
Luthor
each
comes
other up.
Also, I don't know. Jesse Eisenberg is Lex. I don't know. I'm
Like
still.
used car salesman Lex Luthor.
It's strange. Always I thought it was strange, and now seeing him actually play the part, still strange. But there's enough going on with it that I'm just like, yes. Oh, please be good. Oh, I want it to be so good, so bad. Now, one thing we gotta like definitely have a little segment
Yeah.
for on this is how do you both feel about Affleck's Batman voice?
I think it's fine.
I think
I think it's a nice Keaton.
You know he has to make a voice, right? He gotta do the voice.
Well, I think it's between Keaton and other fucker. What's his name?
Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Well, I think that his voice does serve Batman well, but in all the scenes that you see in the trailer, it seems like that's his voice all the time.
yeah. Well,
I think it's slightly different with Bruce. Like in that exchange where they're both in the suits, it's different. And it definitely seems modulated when he's got like the
suit
fucking
on.
super
Right,
super
that's
buster.
completely different.
Yeah.
Right, but when he's just doing, the wherever the drugs
Yeah.
going or whatever, like he's,
but I mean, does it? Yeah, I understand that like Christian Bale was trying to do a whole thing where like you put on the costume and you're a totally different person. So
Yeah.
it's like, "Argh!" But like at the same, it was like this is too much.
Do you think he's gonna like? How long is this gonna be going on? Where it's like a completely different voice for Batman? Do you think it's just this is the way it is from now on, or is because Affleck's Batman is for the foreseeable future Batman.
Yeah.
Like to the end of this decade into the next.
Yeah.
Affleck's gonna be Batman. So
But at the same time, how many Batmans were Batman before Christian Bale? You got Michael Keaton. Well, okay, Adam West, Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney.
George Clooney is
And that's pretty.
a pretty big
Honestly,
list.
I thought Val Kilmer was a pretty sweet Batman.
I gotta say, whenever someone asks me who your Batman is, mine's Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, right?
Yeah.
He's kidding me?
Why?
Dude, he's a little bit.
He's a little man.
different generation.
Oh, man.
Really?
Val Kilmer. It's always been Val.
Wow.
Who's your Batman?
Who's your Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton?
Batman Returns Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Very dark. He didn't. Val Kilmer. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I didn't, and I don't still enjoy Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Because it is really funny.
Yeah.
But my God, guys! I mean, what's the matter? It's the car. Chicks love the car.
Yeah, chicks
like, really? Is that what you loved about
Okay,
it?
that's Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Don't you have a beeper or some shit?
Yeah. Don't you have a beat?
No, Val Kilmer says chicks love the car.
Oh yeah, I thought you said the card. Because in Batman
yeah,
and Robin,
I'm
he has the
sorry.
Bat card.
He looked good in the suit.
Yeah.
I will say Chris O'Donnell could get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I
Yeah.
never enjoyed
But Jim Carrey and fucking
great.
oh,
He had a better costume, though. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Robin had the better costume.
He did.
When they added the nips, I'd say Robin had the better costume.
I like Chris O'Donnell.
When we're talking about the nipple age of Batman, everybody knows what we're talking about. I don't know how we got off of that.
Yeah,
There's no nipples on this on
So,
Affleck's suit.
Back to the trailer.
Yeah.
Definitely one thing we gotta talk about is Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, out
yeah.
of nowhere. Right? I mean,
She with you?
Yeah.
She was with you.
Looking pretty cool.
Yeah, looking pretty cool.
As promising as I think that looked, I think because we all knew that Wonder Woman was going to be in it. I think they might have showed their hand a little early with, that Doomsday thing.
oh yeah.
Doomsday, yeah, see, there's a lot of stuff in this trailer. It got me super psyched about it, but there's a lot of stuff that after really, soaking it in, I'm just like, you could have saved that, man.
Like
I would
the
have been
reveal,
so
like,
happy
they could have
to
just showed like
not know that.
They could have just
until
like done a
theaters.
shot of like the raid that he did and like the destruction, and then just like who the fuck is that? And like they didn't have to reveal Doomsday right away.
Yeah.
The full on close up.
We still
You got
don't-
his
we
whole
still haven't seen
body.
any Aquaman though.
No Aquaman.
I don't know. From what I'm hearing, that's just going to be a little. It might
little
even
snippet?
be like a post credits.
Because it seems like that'd be a strange thing. Because like we're talking about these other movies, right? And they haven't shown any Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there, but no Hamill.
No Hamill.
Yeah. So
Right.
is Batman v Superman with Aquaman? Is it gonna be that big of a fucking reveal?
Well, it's the dawn of justice, but Aquaman, to me, at least going off what we know in the cartoons, like wasn't really Justice League. He was like one of the last. You know what I mean? It was like
he
the
showed up when he felt
Flash.
like it. Those mer people so difficult.
Right? They don't get reception
Yeah.
in Atlantis.
We just can't get him on the phone.
Can you give me like a doers?
All right, well, wrapping up the superhero block of trailer trash.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have anything else to say about this.
No, I think we got it.
All right.
I think I sound like an asshole. So
We
that's
all
fine.
do. It's a fucking double-edged sword, this podcast.
I'm just a fucking sunshine baby.
I think
it's good, guys.
We watched a trailer sort of going off the beaten path here, though sort of connected. Shane Black, who directed Iron Man 3. I don't know why they put that in there.
Right.
This movie, The Nice Guys, which is the comedy, like a sleuth
It's like a buddy
noir
cop.
comedy almost.
Buddy cop movie a little bit.
With fighting around the world.
That's what I was thinking about the whole time. Fighting
Russell
around the
Crowe.
world.
He's
Russell
fighting
Crowe.
around the world.
'Cause that was what he was doing. He was just punching the shit out of people the whole fucking time.
Perfect casting.
Perfect.
Him and
Ryan Reynolds, who I fucking Ryan Reynolds,
No,
or not Ryan Gosling. You guys, I've had a rum and Kool-Aid.
I've had a couple of rum and Kool-Aid.
We gotta come up with a better name so nobody knows what it is. It's
called a Slammin' Jam. But yeah, Ryan Gosling, he can do no wrong.
He's really funny in the.
Yeah.
So it's basically just like one's a private detective, the other guy's the muscle, and they gotta find some chick, blah blah blah.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
L.A. in the 70s.
Kim Basinger.
Yeah,
Basinger.
Basinger?
She's in it. Looks really funny though.
Yeah, it looks funny.
Gosling playing this comedic role.
And the soundtrack was like super, like reminded me of like the Dirty Harry soundtrack. The like.
Nice. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
It was fun. It was cool. I liked it.
Looks like a good little summer romp. Tony,
It's just a solid movie coming out. Just like nothing to do with superheroes. Nothing to do with any of that. Nothing that's like really established fan base.
Yeah.
It's just it's like a good fucking movie.
It's like a refreshing original idea.
Is that what they couldn't? They
that what
they
could be
were
coming
at
out
some
the whole
point.
time?
Yeah.
The funny thing is that you're saying it's a refreshing idea that's original. It's a buddy cop. It's like film noir. And
No, where's your film school, Jeremy? You should have known better. No, I agree with you.
No, but you're right. I think that the weight of the superhero genre is making movies like this maybe stick out a little bit more. We all agree it looked
Legend
cool,
just
though.
came out. I want to go see that.
Legend.
The one with Tom Hardy. He plays the twinsies.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that just came out. I just saw the trailer.
Probably gonna be a red
man.
box for me. But,
I tried to convince the
that I gotta
girl
go
to
see,
go.
man.
dude, yeah.
I was trying to get Chloe to go to a movie this weekend, and I was like, I really want to see Legend. We should probably go see Legend. And then she was like,
I gotta work really
Just
hard.
not seeing
I want
it.
to try and see Trumbo too.
oh yeah.
And I'm gonna have to freaking grease some wheels to get Trumbo to happen because
We could go. Well, we could do another. Remember when we saw The Artist together?
Yeah.
And like my friend called me. He was like, "Jeremy, you want to hang out?" I was like, "No, I'm going to the movies." And he's like, "Oh, you're going to see like G.I. Joe or something?" I was like, "No, me and Tony are going to see The Artist just together."
I've never seen that movie, guys.
It's really good.
Is it?
it's a good movie.
We also saw 50-50 together.
Yeah. Did we see that? Was that with somebody? I think we saw that with Johnny. Johnny was there too.
No, that was a a Mandate. No, Johnny
That was
wasn't
just
there.
a Mandate?
We saw.
What other one did we see? We saw
Wolf of Wall Street.
We saw Wolf of Wall Street and then Mars.
And Mars with Johnny,
Yeah.
and he did not like either really that much.
No, Johnny's a little hard to please.
So there's a little Oscar season for Tony and Jeremy.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know.
Our girlfriends won't go.
Oh God. Yeah, that's where we're different. I wait for those for the red box.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna go see like a movie in the theater now, like it's gonna be a spectacle.
Yeah. It's spectacular, man.
Yeah. Last one I saw in the theater was Mad Max Fury Road, and it's gonna be hard to top that one. So I'm sort of like,
Oh yeah.
God, that's a while there.
it's been a bit.
Yeah.
In a bit.
So yeah, moving on with movies, which I think this has a uniquely original plot here. The trailer for Moonwalkers.
Oh,
Yeah. That
really
looks
good.
fucking-
Which-
Just super psyched to see Rupert Grint doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking tripped out too, like all drugged out and
Yeah.
shit. Like, so basically, these guys just find out it's what's his name, Hellboy.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman is like some badass or something.
Yeah.
He's always a badass. War never changes, Brian.
War never.
And neither does Ron Perlman.
He hasn't aged.
No, he hasn't. Same.
But basically, he's working for the U.S. government. There's the whole Cold War going on with Russia, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to beat Russia to space. And this is just a whole movie about Stanley Kubrick faking the moon landing and how they basically try to go out and find
But
Stanley
it's
Kubrick.
not Stanley. I need to look up this actor's name too because I like him. It's a guy pretending to be Kubrick, right?
Yeah.
That skinny guy? Yeah, I couldn't recognize him if that beard.
He's been in
thing.
a couple British.
He was in a
things.
British TV show called The Misfits about kids getting
Okay.
superpowers.
But it looks pretty. It looks wacky, man. I don't know. It's sort of like
Yeah.
The Men Who Stare at Goats. That sort of vibe.
Yeah, but that was not
Right.
not good.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be.
Nathan Stewart Jarrett is his name.
Jared. But yeah, no. I mean, it looks
No,
weird.
That's not his name at all. Sorry.
His name, Ron Perlman doing drugs.
Yeah.
Ron
no, that's-
Hellboy gets drugged.
Robert Sheehan is the name I'm looking for. Robert Sheehan.
That's a Sheehan. I don't like that.
Well, that if you guys got time in your movie buffs of any kind, check out the Moonwalkers. I just stumbled upon it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't really heard anything about it, but
Yeah, that's a weird.
Really cool looking little poster
you
there
get-
for it too.
I want to know who greenlighted that.
very-
Fucking, that's a
Yeah.
cool, like,
greenlit this shit.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
fantastic,
Look at that
dude.
fucking poster. That looks
Yeah.
awesome.
It's fucking sweet.
well, somebody's paying Stanley Kubrick either way.
Yeah, well, his ghost anyway.
Based on a true conspiracy theory is the top.
Is that what it says?
That's awesome.
That's
In the
awesome.
trailer, I feel like they said it's true story.
Yeah, in the trailer they totally say true story, but there's like, so I think there's like a little bit more liberty with it because in Fargo, the beginning of the movie and the TV show, it says
Yeah.
based on a true story,
yeah,
but
based on
like
true story.
nothing like that has ever happened in Minnesota ever.
Man, I still
Have you done your research?
The articles have done it for me. The internet people have done it for me.
I don't know, man. People do crazy shit. I don't know.
But
I don't know.
No, but it's like
Seems
the
like a
Blair
pretty
Witch thing.
sweet
They
deal.
you just throw it up
Yeah.
there. It doesn't matter. You can
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Oh, that's a deal there.
So getting back in after our little indie nice guys and moonwalkers, everybody, we're going to talk in trailer trash. Going to round it out with some blockbusters, some summer blockbusters, possibly depending on you, the listener, the viewer.
On you.
First one is Independence Day twice. Resurgence.
coming around the bend.
Yeah.
Just coming around the band. Yeah, I'm coming around the band.
California way.
Anyway.
Independence Day. I watched this I felt like it was a chore.
Yeah, right. I didn't want. I didn't watch it kind of until you showed it because I was just like, I saw it come out and I was like,
I looked at the IMDb page. I glanced at it.
Yeah.
There's no WS, no
There's
Will
nothing
Smith.
there. There's that old. There's Jeff Goldblum's dad.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy said
from Taxi.
he's still alive. Yes.
yeah, he was in Texas.
The guy from Taxi. That's what I
That's
remember.
the guy from Taxi.
the guy
Wow.
from Taxi.
Nobody knows his name.
But yeah, no, I mean they had all the like, you know, the like, yeah, that guy was in the movie. Also, you remember?
Yeah.
His name is Judd Hirsch.
Wait, hold on. Which Bill is it? It's Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman. Yeah, not
Right.
Bill Paxton.
Right.
I kept wanting to say Paxton.
No.
And like he shows up in the trailer, I was like, it's Paxton.
It's the
Wait,
one
no,
that was
it's
in
not.
Caspa, not the one that was in Twisted.
I do prefer a Paxton. Yeah.
I love Bill. Have you ever seen Club Dread? Bill Paxton is like plays like the. All right. Well, moving on.
Nah. So Independence Day, blah. Speaking of blah, and I don't want to end it on a sour note, but Jeremy, your boys over at Star Trek Incorporated.
They're fucking up.
What's happening with Star Trek Beyond? We watched this,
No.
and it's a sabotage.
Go ahead and just
It's a
spearhead that
sabotage.
there,
I just don't. Obviously, well, okay. Director of the Fast and Furious says it all.
Yeah.
I feel like. I mean, it's a. I feel like there's like, well, JJ can't do it anymore. Let's just. We just
But
need to
he's
get this
still
like third fucking
producing.
movie.
Story?
out. Yeah.
What's a story?
What's a story? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a bunch of action stuff happening, and like, I don't know. I really liked the first one, and Into Darkness was all right. It was better in some ways than the first one, worse in other ways. I don't know.
Oh man, see, I
voice.
strongly disagree. I love the first one and really did not have a good feeling after Into. Yeah,
Well, I
I liked it. You know,
The first
I think
one-
the first one was just solid on every front.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The first one was
yeah.
like a sweet movie, but the second one was more Star Trek-y, I guess.
The second one was
Yeah.
more Star Trek-y? What do you mean? Invalid.
It's
Okay, yeah, I don't know what you watch more Star Trek than me.
yeah.
So
I can't
you're-
really explain it other than like
on
yeah,
the subject.
he is.
it's just more.
Yeah.
I can't explain it. I
It's
don't
a
know.
feel.
It just felt more.
Well,
It's a rhythm.
yeah.
How
it's a
does it
rhythm.
feel as a Star Trek fan to see since they've relaunched this franchise that the Enterprise is destroyed seemingly in every
Yeah,
single
and everyone you never get to go, and
Yeah.
like that was like. And that's what was cool
what-
about
what
the
is their
first
problem
one.
with the
Like
ship, man?
they're on the Enterprise, and it looks like an Apple store, and but they still have all the cool like all the like weird sound effects that were in the original
Combobulated
suit.
coming
Yeah,
in.
and but other than that, I don't know. It's just like, are are you even making a Star Trek movie, or is it just like, I don't know. It just seems like they have these characters for one more movie, and there it is.
Fucking do it.
Fucking make it.
Simon Pegg is just, dangling.
I feel like I see some guy in a room. You got all the writers. They're like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" JJ's not here.
JJ's not
here, and I'm scared. This guy's like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna take the Enterprise out of the equation." And he just throws a chair at the wall, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay, I guess, fuck." And then like they wrote the movie, and it just looks like.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was like some sort of script for another sci-fi movie that got scrapped, but they just sort of molded it into like a Star Trek.
Wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Is this guy like Asian Michael Bay?
So this could be Star
he's
Trek,
just,
but
like,
we just got this one problem.
It's
the
just
ship.
The ship.
It's getting in the way.
Yeah.
They're all in the same place. We need to spread them out.
Also, like the crazy, like, could you
Gotta
guys,
split up, Scoop.
could you guys like have aliens that were in the TV show, like at all? Like,
Oh,
You see a Romulan in the trailer, though, don't you?
that's who did you?
No, Ferengi.
Idris
I'm
Elba
Ferengi.
No, there was no
is the
Ferengi.
green
There's no
alien.
I feel like there was.
he's a green alien. Oh, for sure. There was. I did not see a Ferengi. I saw no Ferengi.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna
rewatch it, but I don't think I saw. But
Ferengi.
I mean, so there's Romulans in the first one.
Yeah.
It's all Romulans,
always
and
get
then the
Romulans
second
right
one
next.
they go to
like a
fucking they go to Kronos,
Yeah, fuck a
the Klingon homeworld. And they're like, you see Klingons for a second, and it's like, holy fucking shit, it's Klingons, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And it's done. And like, I wanted more of that. And
Yes.
and then, so could you guys, instead of like having this weird like white with black makeup alien chick, can we have
More
a
Klingon.
fucking
She could have been a
Ferengi
Klingon.
or a Klingon, or like yeah, she could have totally been a fucking Klingon. Like, why did she?
What
have
are those the guys like with they're like bald. They have no hair.
The ears.
Yeah, the big
The
giant.
Ferengi.
Those are
The
Ferengis.
Ferengi.
Yeah. You're saying Ferengis are in the first one?
No.
I
Who
said
was
that a
the-
Ferengi was in the trailer for this one.
But I don't know.
Jeremy says he
I
did
didn't
not
see
that.
it.
Didn't say. Then who were the guys in the first one then?
Those were Romulans.
Romulans.
They are related to Vulcans, but at some point in time
They got tattoos on their
Yeah,
Yeah,
face.
they got tattoos on their face. Well, that was JJ added those tattoos. They never had them. And
He also added Eric Bana, who I'm a very big fan.
I fucking love Eric.
Stepped into that one.
Oh God, Jeremy's love for Eric Bana just moved the island
Can we
in
just
my
get
kitchen.
get that soundbite? Oh,
Oh my God! Well, at least you found some light in the dark here, because I got to tell you, it was we were watching this trailer. Jeremy, his head flopped down.
Sad.
He was
Just want to pat him on the
sad
back. It's
panda.
okay, buddy. I'm sorry.
I forgot what the last scene. It was like, he was like, yeah, let's never do that again. And then I was just like, yeah, you know what? We should have never done this again.
Well, because while the credits are coming up, you're like, yeah, Chris Pine. All right.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
It's like trying to psych yourself up
Here
for
we
it.
go. Here we go. It was different. It wasn't like, when we talked about the World of Warcraft trailer and I was like really conflicted. This was just like, oh God.
I know where I stand.
I know where I stand.
And it's not happy.
Chose a side.
Not a happy
The
camper.
day you chose us.
Gotta obey that day.
All right, guys, we're gonna have a break.
We'll have a break.
Break
Taking
time.
a break.
Excuse me, I'm interested in the new collector's ornament from Hallmark.
Ah, the shuttlecraft Galileo from the Starship Enterprise.
Precisely.
You know, it lights up when you plug it in. And listen,
Shuttlecraft to Enterprise. Spock here. Happy holidays. Live long and prosper.
Fascinating.
For a store in your sector now carrying the Star Trek ornament, call 1-800-HALLMARK.
live long and prosper, right?
No, I'll take 5.
Are you hungry? Hungry as a gremlin? Here's gremlin cereal.
Gremlins, bite after bite. What a tasty way to satisfy a gremlin appetite.
Gremlins is a deliciously sweet, crunchy cereal that satisfies the hungry little gremlin that's in all of us.
Gremlins, bite after bite. What a tasty way to satisfy a gremlin appetite.
Gremlin cereal is part of this complete breakfast.
Gremlin, yum yum. Have lots of high-tech fun with Tiger's Talkboy tape recorder.
Hey, stop drooling on me. Hey, stop drooling on me.
It even has speed control.
Hi, kids. We're home early.
Hi, kids. We're home early.
Tiger's Talkboy tape recorder comes with audio cassette. Batteries not included.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah,
Coming back from a break. The dog peed. Talked to the lady.
We talked to some ladies.
No, we didn't, honey. No, we didn't. We're going to roll right into movie news out of the break here. And just go through a couple things really, really quickly in a little segment I'm just going to call Old Ways Was Better.
Old Ways Was Better.
Because all of the old shit is getting either remade or blah, blah, blah.
Like a reboot.
So just spout this off real quick. Trainspotting 2.
Why?
They got the whole cast back together. They're all down. They're all going to be in it.
Why though? Why? You'd think.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, if some of them were still heroin addicts for that entire time, they'd be dead by now.
Yep.
So like, what's
They're gonna be ghosts.
Maybe they're gonna be ghosts. But like the one guy who I can't remember his name, but he was also in 28 Weeks Later. He was the dad, and he was in Ravenous.
Yeah.
But that dude's. I mean, he had
Rumpelstiltskin, right?
Yeah, he's Rumpelstiltskin. But like, if he didn't overdose on heroin, he got like stabbed in a bar or something, right? Like he was just a fucking shit.
Yeah.
Guy.
You're talking about the Trainspotting too.
Yeah.
They're talking about in real life.
No.
I
don't know. I just don't think that there's anything that they can do because the last one ended fine. The last one, or the only one. I don't know. It ended fine.
Well, it's like making a sequel to like what do you call that with Henry Fonda and the writer, Jack Nicholson. What the fuck is my problem right now?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They're just basically doing a bunch of LSD driving cross country. Easy Rider.
Easy Rider.
There is a sequel to Easy Rider.
There is.
Same sort of stupid.
Yeah,
Stupid. We can agree.
We can agree. Yeah, I don't know why that. Yeah, that'd be like Fight Club 2. I don't know why.
Well, how about Willow 2? How does that suit you?
Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
All right. This isn't.
Let's hang on for
something
a
that's in development, but somebody came up to Ron Howard and was like, "I see you're making this Moby Dick thing. When are you gonna get over that and make Willow 2?"
Well, shut the fuck up.
That.
The Heart of the Sea bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, Willow. It's a pretty sweet movie, and I guess
I love Willow.
Unlike Trainspotting, it's a movie that,
I would revisit.
Why not? Why not just continue that?
Well, Warwick Davis is still alive.
Yeah, still alive.
Could be an old wise Willow.
Old wise Willow. What is Val gonna be back?
Yeah, is Val gonna be back? I don't know.
You don't want Val back. He's put on a few pounds there.
Pumpkin Man.
There's like that picture of Val Kilmer where he's like sitting in like a diner or something outside, and he's kind of looking behind him.
Yeah.
And the caption's like, "Guys, remember when I was Batman?"
It was pretty good. Did you ever see that movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yeah, Shane Black, who directed Iron Man 3. You might have heard of him.
Dude, it was Robert Downey Jr. That was one of his comeback movies right after he got out of rehab.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Val is not doing Willow 2 on his IMDb, but he sure as hell's doing Top Gun 2.
Old Iceman, huh?
Oh, man.
Still clacking teeth.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if I could clack hard enough for the mic, but...
It's hard to watch that scene. So on top of that, they got Gremlins 3, which Joe Dante not involved.
Not involved.
Different cast, all that good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
whatever.
It's not just when they redid. It's not just a remake of an '80s movie, like when they remade Fright Night. But it's still. I mean.
This is because this is one of those movies I think that transcends genre.
Yeah.
Because it is a horror movie, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It is a Christmas movie.
It's
first one.
It's funny too, and it's got some fantasy stuff in it as well. It's not just
fantastical elements.
Yeah.
And It's just a fucking awesome movie. Gremlins is just awesome, and Gremlins 2 is also like pretty decent. I think.
We mentioned it earlier, but
I just don't have enough recollection.
It's really weird.
It's weird.
I have it on the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
on the Blu-ray,
but it's like
one of those packs. You know,
isn't it like Gremlins take over the TV station?
They take over a building. That,
I remember that much.
Yeah, it gets kind of weird. There's a guy ends up having sex with one of the gremlins.
Yeah.
Sort of yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, Gremlins 3. I'm open to the idea of it. I mean, if you're doing Ghostbusters and shit, I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it's been long enough. Sort of weird, and I guess like I love Phantasm. It's a very strange movie. J.J. Abrams comes up once again. I guess he wants to somehow re-release Phantasm in 4K, which to me doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why?
So what? I mean, okay, it was probably shot. I haven't seen it in a while, but it was probably shot at least in 35 millimeter, which.
No, dude. There's no way.
16, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's even like worse. There's no way to punch up a 16 millimeter
16.
file.
Yeah.
Even a Super 16, that just means it's a little longer.
Look, there's.
But like, just it's like
okay,
it's like when you watch a movie that wasn't HD on a Super HD TV, and like all the blacks are weird, and you can totally tell that it's a set, and like it's just like, is that going to be good?
Could you?
Why? I mean, do you need? There's nothing in that movie besides maybe a nip shot that I would want to see in 4K. That being said, as long as it's calling attention to what I think is
sweet movie.
Yeah, dude. I get on them. Like, and J.J. Abrams, I don't know if he's just twiddling his thumbs, just can't think of it.
Yeah.
What would be awesome?
I mean, honestly, I don't know enough about that technology to say for sure, but from what I do know, I feel like that's either impossible, or if you could do it, it's going to look like shit. So I don't know.
Just rolling the dice.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But also in other movie news, getting out of the old ways was better. Just into regular, old ways. A lot of old love for Kurt Russell. It's going to be popping up in one of our favorite MCU sequels, hopefully. Might be playing Chris Pratt, Star-Lord's father in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Thought it was pretty interesting information. Yeah, I love a Kurt Russell,
dude. I think I miss him.
I don't hate it.
I think he's just awesome.
He's got this bravado.
Yeah, it's like he's gruff, but you'd still let him hug you.
Yeah, Well, and he'd want to hug you.
Yeah. He cares, but he doesn't want you to think that.
Yeah, right. He's Mac. He's
he's Pliskin.
He's Pliskin. What's his friggin' name in Showdown in Little Tokyo?
No, fucking Big Trouble Little China.
I should have. Wow.
Fun time in Little Saigon.
Gotta cut that out. Let's get some room tone real quick, guys.
Thai-Town and Chi-Town.
So yeah, Kurt Russell is really cool. And I don't know, he got Glenn Close in there already. Like he got a bunch of other people just sort of like, hey, you could pay my bills, right? Like, so yeah, Kurt Russell sounds good. Going to end up movie news. I don't know what to say about this. Hasbro and Paramount have teamed up before. Obviously you've got your Transformers franchise, which has made over $4 billion. And then you've got the G.I. Joe franchise, which, God, I wish it was amazing, but it's not. Only bringing in $730 nothing. Hasbro has decided to take some cartoons. If you're unfamiliar with some of these, write an email bythebulb@gmail.com and ask me about them. But I love me some 80s cartoons. Visionaries, Mask. If you weren't familiar with the Mask cartoon, you might be familiar with the toys. There were these cars that you pressed a button. They weren't Transformers. All you do is press the button and they would like open up and do something cool. And they just don't do them like that anymore. And a couple other shows, and they're willing to make an expanded universe for G.I. Joe and all these other cartoons from the 80s.
Crossovers and which
is sort of like to me, it's like, okay, well, the G.I. Joe movies sucked, so you gonna make it suck more? Probably. But at least I'll see like Visionaries on screen. God, never in my life. Folks, Visionaries is a cartoon that lasted for 13 episodes. So the fact that they would fucking make that into a motion picture is just having trouble wrapping my mind around it.
Well, but
they just reach into a box and they're like, okay.
But they see, they see all these, there's Star Wars and all the fucking merchandising that goes along with that, and they got to be just scrambling for like their version of Star Wars that they can just make like a fucking bunch of toys for, like, really quick.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be why all these like cartoons.
I just wonder how much
like
the toy industry is making at all anymore. It seems like kids are mostly on the iPads, on the apps.
How many kids are still actually fucking
like action
playing with
figures?
toys?
Who buys action figures?
That was like, that was my jam.
Dude, I was actually in Toys R Us the other day, and then just looking at it, it's just like all the action figures they're not jointed. They just got like the squiggly arms.
Yeah,
dude.
And most of them are just like things that you'd stand on a shelf. And then any of the cool toys were for people that are coming in like you and me.
Yeah.
Who would just go in and just collect some fucking toys.
I want some respectable articulation on my toys.
Like a leather face, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, like those guys. Okay, yeah.
But
some
like
of those.
but not like there's no Polly Pockets of Betty Spaghettis anymore.
Betty Spaghetti.
There's no money in it.
I went to high school with the Betty Spaghetti. Well, her cousin anyway. But yeah, that's movie news. Aside from the trailers, which were abundant, I think that's a pretty good amount. Now, the 14th edition of Welcome to What You Watching.
What did you watch?
We're going to talk about what we've been watching. It's been a month of watching.
It's been, it's been a busy month. So, sometimes it's harder for us to come up with a what you watch, and then like sometimes I actually have to like sit down, right before we podcast, and like, no, I got to watch something, so I got to watch you watch.
I got something to talk about. Well, I guess I don't know. We sort of have a set order, but not really.
Yeah.
Who didn't watch that much? Tony, you didn't watch that much?
That's the thing is I was scrambling to think about what I was even going to talk about. It seems like it's been so long, but I can't think of what the hell.
But you had to watch the thing.
I watched a couple things, one of which just came to me when we brought it up. Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I think Jessica Jones was in that time frame.
Did you complete?
Yes, I did complete.
Now,
okay.
I couldn't finish the first episode. However, my mom watched it all in a night.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she doesn't really know anything about any of that. I had to be like, she's Peter Parker's thing. And just, okay. Well, she didn't. It's just like,
I finished Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
That was good. And then I also got another movie to talk about. That one I'm not as pleased about. That's all I could think of at the time. But I'm talking about Jessica Jones. Doodly, you also have a lot to talk about. But the thing is, I was with Jeremy on the first episode. Like I was not feeling it. I did not like the little monologue thing, the voiceover. I didn't
done before.
Didn't like her lines. That actress have also never really gotten behind. Like she was in Breaking Bad. She had a network show called The Beach.
Jesse's girlfriend.
Yeah, Jesse's girl.
She's Jesse's girl. Yeah. But I pressed on after because Brian Studley said he really enjoyed it. I was like, there's got to be something else here.
Well,
so I kept watching.
You surpassed me.
Yeah, right around the part where old LC. Luke Cage shows up.
Yeah.
And I was like, now things are cooking. We got Tenet as the bad guy. Awesome.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So good.
I was like about to leave with Chloe and go do something, and then like my mom's watching Jessica Jones, and then I like see the fucking end of the show basically, just like, cool, so that's it. All right, I don't have to watch it anymore. Fucking shit. And it was just like, all right, Mom, I'm leaving. Boom. All right. Oh fuck.
Now
it's a bummer.
You've completed.
I have not. See,
still not.
My tactics, which I guess I will speak more on later, have me at either the 8th or the 9th episode.
Oh, really?
But do you give yourself some time to let it sink in, or is it?
It's just an opportunity thing. Like, if you got, because I watch.
Well, you watch it with your girl, right?
Well, I watch most stuff with my girl. Yeah. So you got to feel out that situation. Has it been a rough day? You're going to do some comedy, office reruns. What are you going to do? Probably not Jessica Jones night.
It hasn't been a Jessica Jones month, I'll tell you.
Right. But as far as I've gotten with it, Tony, I'm with you, dude. I mean, you liked it, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I guess. I'm really enjoying it too. But like compared to Daredevil, where would you?
Well, that's the thing,
Do you think it's
and
better?
I'm not sure where you stopped, but there's something that has to do with that that is kind of a bummer for me, and I guess I'll wait to really expand on it until
Till we've all had a time.
till we have had a follow up on it.
Yeah.
But there was something that was very, I'm gonna say Disney-esque. Yeah,
Like a dance?
No. Just the way they're like, okay, you know, these are the Netflix shows, these are the Netflix Marvel shows. Let's have this happen now because they're both happening pretty close.
Yeah.
And it didn't really pan out for me.
Okay.
Not at all. But otherwise, I fucking loved the show. Super glad that I kept watching it even after that first episode. It was hard for me.
I would just want to hear the rest of the superhero song that Jeremy was gonna. That's superheroes and
singing all night fucking long. I don't know if that's
Linda
it.
Belcher's in the studio, everybody.
But I'm not gonna clean my room.
So just to end up mine, I'll say I also saw the Julia Roberts movie.
Yeah.
The what's it even called?
Secret in Their Eyes.
The Secret in Their Eyes. Yes, and Brian revealed something to me that I didn't know, but I'm gonna get my feelings out there.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Did not enjoy it. Did not like the movie. I saw the trailer and I was like, whatever. I saw it with the lady friend, and it was just like, I mean, I guess we could see that, you know. And then when we watched it, and it was just not my cup of tea. A lot of things happened that were just never really hit.
No.
I don't think any of the performances were super good. I don't think the story really played out as well. But a lot of the reasoning behind that, now that you've said this thing, is that it was adapted. It's an American version of something that was a foreign film that was based on a novel, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, based on what you're saying, like a lot of the performances might have been just a little tired.
Very much so.
And
It's
that
like,
sucks.
hey, here's Julia Roberts. Okay, so we're doing... Obviously, if you know anything about it, it takes place over many years, right? There's this case that happens. There's an FBI agent that her daughter gets killed, and then she winds up being on the case, you know, not knowing at the time that that's what the case is.
Yeah.
And years and years later, they finally find the guy. He's just super reclusive. He gets away a bunch of times, but they find him. And now, one of the things that really bugged the shit out of me was just, okay, so this is Julia Roberts younger. Now, this is grizzled, older Julia Roberts. But what was it? No, she just kind of slept a little more that day. Yes, he put a little less makeup on her. Yeah, like she's not. There was no time skip as far as like a performance or the way she looked. It was. I don't know if maybe they didn't want her to look so bad.
No, that's the thing, dude.
Sure you
I think she didn't want her to look so bad.
Yeah.
It's the ego thing, dude. It's Julia Roberts didn't want that to happen.
Exactly.
I was in Mona Lisa Smile. Okay.
And that really...
Maybe you heard him.
Yeah. I was never like super on board with the movie, but that was definitely one of the parts that kind of killed it for me. And then the end...
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you've seen the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
I
you know where it goes. But
there's a guy alone.
Pretty crazy circumstance. Pretty fucking out there thing to happen at the reveal at the end.
Yeah.
And I just didn't buy it. I'm just like, what the fuck? No.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well... All right, I guess I have to comment on it. Like I had to read the book for a class, which was a good book. And watch the movie, which I don't know what country it's coming from, but they're speaking Spanish
For sure.
I want to say it's Spain, just because they have an excellent scene.
Yeah.
An excellent scene at a soccer match. It's like this chase scene, which I guess is Los Angeles Dodgers. But the performances, even though I didn't really understand all of it, were excellent. I don't know. I just thought it was a really good movie, really good foreign film. And that's a bummer to hear. And the thing is, like, I heard it was coming out, but you told me that you saw it in the theater. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, didn't even
Basically.
Wow. I didn't even know that movie happened.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
It happened. I saw it. But, I mean, just how crazy the ending is.
Yeah.
And it being a foreign film, I can see that in a foreign film.
Yeah.
Where I would buy that.
Yeah.
But, somewhere here in LA, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That shit ain't happening. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Done.
Because basically, I mean, to not spoil it though, like, in order for the end of the movie to happen, the main character has to go out into a very deserted area that there's like 0 foot traffic.
Okay. And that sounds right there like they explained it a hell of a lot better. Because in the American version, Julia Roberts is just chilling out in like a country house on a ranch. Like, there's no fucking way. No one else was coming around there. That guy was just screaming for years. Come on.
That's that's a bummer.
What a bummer.
Did not play out. Not a lot of good planning in that. But I liked Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But again, anyone that hasn't seen it and you watch it, and when you do finish it, look out for this fucking Disney crossover shit. It kind of put a little damper.
Was
on
it like
me.
the Daredevil movie when they're like doing their teeter-totter dance and stuff? Did you ever see that Ben Affleck Daredevil?
I saw it, but I don't remember that.
With, just imagine like that, like Evanescence. When the it's the worst.
Yeah. But that ends it for me. Only those two things. I know I've probably seen more.
Yeah.
But that's all it's really coming on. We're gonna have some better stuff next time.
Christmas vacay.
Christmas.
Jer Bear, you want to go? You want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go. Again, I remember if you guys recall our last cast, I talked about a sad film from another country. I will be keeping in that tradition. Yeah, no, I watched a really sad movie. You guys. I watched Beast of No Nation. Beast of No Nation. Maybe you guys have heard of it. I mean, it's been all over the Netflix. But I got to tell you, it's one of the most intense movies.
We are like the Idris Elba fan podcast,
oh my
pretty
God.
much. So it comes up every episode.
And in this movie, he's like it's like such a new. I mean, you get the sense that they got Idris Elba to be in this movie just so that they can make this movie. They're like, oh, okay, so like we got this big name actor who's willing to do this fucking crazy role. Will you give us the money to do it?
Yeah.
Which happens, more than often. But this movie was just. There's a lot of movies that like sort of touch on the child soldier topic. Like there's Blood Diamond. You see some of that, and there's Lord of War, where talking. But there's never been a movie like this that just fucking you're just like
throws you in the shit
with it. And it's like these like. And it starts out so charming with them like just being little kids and like and then like. It's really like clear super on like that's never going to happen for him. He's never going to be able to be like that.
That's how they get you.
It's like it's oh my God. There's just like I don't know if you guys have seen Hotel Rwanda. It's a pretty intense movie.
I have not. I've purposefully stayed away from watching that movie.
I saw it in high school.
Dude,
and it was not a good.
This movie.
Yeah.
It was because kids being assholes.
Oh yeah.
Hotel Rwanda.
God damn.
But. Just to put it in perspective, Beasts of No Nation made Hotel Rwanda look like the Care Bears movie. It was, there was like,
Jesus.
There's this
I've heard
one
some bad things about Hotel Rwanda.
There's this one scene in particular I'm thinking of that I just can't get out of my head, and it's like so fun. I'm not gonna say it, but there's like so many, just like when you. Like his brother gets shot really early on in the movie, and like it's not like his brother's dead with like blood on his face. It's like he's running away, and he calls for his brother, and he turns back, and like his brother doesn't fucking have a face anymore. Jesus, and it's like
wow.
It's like just shit like, and that's like in the beginning of the movie, and like it just doesn't stop.
Is Idris like really in this?
Oh yeah,
he's one of the main parts.
He's
on
like
IMDb. He's behind Small Boy Unit Soldier number 1.
No, he
is that alphabetical? Sometimes
I think it's.
I don't know.
But he plays the general.
We got Ogden Dyke, Village Constable.
But he's fucking just like the.
He's a madman.
He's a madman. He does a really good performance. At first, I was like a little bit,
dude.
taking, like, why are they going to get this guy to do a role that like a guy from Africa might be able to do?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But he fucking he killed it. And there's like some there's even this scene where they like he makes Agu kill a guy for the main character's name is Agu, and he's like, you're gonna slice this dude's head open. and they show everything. You know, most movies they just like you show the axe coming down with blood, but like you see like the gashes and like he doesn't die the first hit, so they keep doing it. And then they do that part in slow mo too.
Jesus.
And like Idris Elba's just in the background, like yeah. And it's just like all of a sudden it's like they're like fucking 10-year-old kids.
Wow.
And it's like it's a fucking crazy movie. I recommend you guys watch it. Don't watch it alone.
It'll have to be a daytime sort of thing.
That's what I mean. I watched a couple other things, but there was just
nothing
compares to Beasts of No Nation. And also the guy, I will mention, Kari Joji Fukunaga. He directed it, he wrote it, and he was also the cinematographer. Which I mean,
it sounds like a pain in the ass.
Sounds like a jacket, but also if you've been on a set or you know anything like sort of the workflow about being on a set, you know how the fuck does a person do direct and DP at the same time?
He looks like a pain in the ass.
Fukunaga.
But I will say like if your director and DP is the same person, that might make people or make the whole thing go a little bit quicker.
Right? If you can just be like, all right, I want it like this, like this, like
know
that.
Exactly what I want.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be like, well, I was actually... Because like you're the director, you know what the blocking is, so you can tell your gaffer, no, this is how they're moving through the scene. This is so... So like, it might be able to make... But you can... There's like a couple scenes that are just like these really long takes, and they're just like... it's like a dirge. It's like a funeral dirge. It's like so intense.
Oh boy!
But yeah, Beasts of No Nation.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, I've been watching a few things. I guess I made a point of trying to remember everything that I watched, or at least the highlights. I was. Obligated. If somebody sends us an email, whether it's through By the Bulb or to me directly or whatever, and suggests a movie, I'm gonna watch it. We had somebody, Jeff, super nice guy, listened to our show, sent us an email saying, hey, it picked up at your later episodes, listen to the, super blockbuster 10th episode that everybody is talking about in the podcast community. 10th episode, everybody. And he was saying, check out this movie Circle on Netflix. And so I did. And Circle is... It's good, okay? It's good. It's just the idea behind it is that, like, say 50 people all of a sudden show up in this room, this black room, and all around them... or they're standing on like a pattern, but all of them are standing on like these circle areas, like these big red circles.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this room, in between all of them, is just this ball. And every 2 minutes, there's a countdown, like from 10 seconds at like, a minute 50. This ball will like shoot somebody like with a laser and kill them. What? And this just keeps happening. Right? This is the entire movie. What? This is the entire thing. Right. Okay. So there's that. The thing is that I don't want to say it's great or anything like that. I just think that it's one of those things that like if they showed this to film students, like this is the most like low budget, like one black room, like with almost a Doctor Strangelove War Room lighting, just like the really like fluorescence. And it's just all dialogue. And people getting killed, and there's all like little tension stuff in there. Like there's racial tension, sexual tension. There's babies. There's a woman there's a little girl. There's another girl that's pregnant. It all plays out like, and it's not too heavy-handed. It's really well written. Like so you don't like everybody that's an asshole deserves to die. Fucking dies. Like for the most part. But it was really really cool. Good recommendation by Jeff. It's sort of like if you ever saw that movie The Cube.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weird one.
Mixed with like The Thing, like Paranoia, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Julie Benz.
But just incredibly low budget. I don't know if weird faces in the crowd too, in this 50-person crowd. I think it was the wife from Dexter.
Yeah,
if you
Julie
guys
Benz.
ever,
Really?
She's in there, and there were a couple other familiar faces. I didn't IMDb it, but I should. This is the sort of movie I think if you're gonna make it It's such a low budget level. This is the sort of stuff that gets you noticed by other people that, you know, you can see, wow, they had this limited amount, but this is something that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So if you are, you know, somebody that wants to, you know, maybe not, it's like, oh, well, this is, you know, I could have fucking watched Star Wars on December 18th. But you don't have any money and you want to learn something about good writing and decent casting too. Check out The Circle, or just Circle, sorry. Thanks again, Jeff. Good recommendation.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that, Jeff.
I got at the end of the run of this Peter Jackson Middle Earth thing. We've talked about how I saw the Battle of Five Armies in the theater and hated it.
Oh yeah, it's a bad one.
Briefly, I will say that if you are, you know, not only a completionist but a fan of Peter Jackson's Middle Earth, buy the extended edition DVD, Blu-ray, or whatever. It is a much better movie. I really, not to say it's the best of the three. Probably Unexpected Journey and this are about hand in hand. I think Desolation of Smaug might be my favorite.
I really liked an Unexpected. Honestly, that was like my favorite.
I did too.
I was like, I fucking loved that.
People hate it. Yeah. There's like, fuck them. But Battle of Five Army. There are entire like important sequences that are just taken out, like in their action sequences. There's this whole thing with like this wagon that's going across this frozen river that like leads up to the mountain where this, you know, the ultimate bad guy is, and it's just like fucking amazing. There's heads exploding all over the place. I don't know. Just like I said, if you're a fan, check that out. Briefly, I've also, as far as cartoons go, listened to Cartoon Retrocast. And by the way, I'm meeting up with one of the guys. He's coming into town. We're going out to the, what is that, the One Up.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are invited if you want to come. There's some guys going on the 27th.
27th.
It's going to be a day drinking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Day drinking 27th.
Well, I'll puke on the 27th.
It's a Sunday. Anyway, one of their best episodes is they watch this cartoon called Life with Louie, if you remember Louie Anderson. I've just watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's so funny. The dad's voice is just
because it is actually Louis. It's Louis Anderson doing the voice of his dad and himself.
Very quotable.
I remember that show. I actually loved that show when I was a kid. That was one of those ones that I grew. It was like that and The Tick were on at the kind of like the same time.
Fox
and Bobby's World also.
Oh, Bobby's World.
Listen to that. Fox had it going on. It's on YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube, so check those out. The last thing I'm going to touch on is Darkman, folks. Darkman is on Netflix, and if you don't know nothing about nothing, I'm here to tell you something about something. Sam Raimi is my hero, personally. Like he's got this sense of humor that is really slapstick.
It's like tongue in cheek. It's like slapstick, but like kind of in a fuck you way. You know? Like he doesn't care if you don't really think it's that funny.
He like purposefully writes bad dialogue. And gets his actors to buy into the bad dialogue and make it work. And his work is consistent. And this is, just after Army of Darkness, right before he caught some like critical acclaim with. So
The Quick and the Dead.
No, he did. Quick and the Dead was around this time too. But that one with Bill Paxton, and what the hell.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck me in the butt.
Why can't I?
And Billy Bob Thornton.
Paxton and Billy Bob.
They find like $1 million in a crashed plane or something, and
fuck, dude.
Christ. Anyway, but that's when he started to be taken a little bit more seriously than that. But in this movie, Darkman, not only do you have a very young Liam Neeson, who is obviously willing to do a lot of different things that he's not used to doing. Sam Raimi has him acting a goddamn fool in this movie, dude. But you see, like, shot for shot, there are scenes in Darkman that are the exact same in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Like, the same exact shots. And it's just one of those just really cheesy, over-the-top, great, like, 80s action movies, even though it technically is 1990.
Simple Plan.
A Simple Plan.
That's the name of it.
Which is good. And has some over-the-top action and it also, like, really satisfying ending. But yeah, Jeremy, you watched Darkman as well.
Oh, God, I loved it. I mean, it was... So, when Brian told me that it was on Netflix, I was super excited because I had actually never seen it before, but it was one of those... I mean, if you're old enough to remember owning VHSs, then you know that like there was certain VHSs that just had those commercials that you watched over and over again because they were in front of your favorite movies. And I can't remember which VHS it was, but Darkman was definitely one of those trailers that I saw so many times, but never saw the movie. And then Brian was like, "It's on Netflix." I fucking watched it, and it's awesome. It was so good. It was like it's seriously one of the best superhero movies, not just of the '90s, but to come out. Probably. Wow. I think it's... I mean, a lot of people are going to be mad, but if the first Tim Burton Batman movie was a coherent movie,
yeah,
it would probably be something like Darkman.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like crossover there too because it's still Danny Elfman doing the soundtrack.
Yeah, he's doing the soundtrack and a lot of the you got the same sort of camera angles and lighting and like a lot of like the
I gotta say,
weird humor.
Yes, there is a scene at a carnival where Liam Neeson. Basically, the idea is his whole face is just burned and destroyed. His whole body is whatever.
He's like totally burnt. But
he's
like a biologist or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson is just the horrible like. Fucking effects in this.
Where his face
just
is like
add to the charm. But basically, he types codes in a computer, mixes up like some skin-looking stuff, and prints out
people's
skin.
faces.
Yeah. And so he's doing that, and it's fun.
And it can only like it keeps destabilizing, but it figures out that like if the skin is in the dark, then it doesn't destabilize, and if it's in the light for 90 minutes or 99 minutes, then it melts off. So he like keeps disguising himself as these different bad guys, and that's his way of like getting them to like do stuff that like,
will be
get them killed and like,
just fine.
That will be just fine. But then when he's like at the carnival and he wins the elephant for his girlfriend.
Well, he stepped over the line.
Yeah, he stepped over the line. He's like, and the guy was like, "You stepped over the line, so you didn't win." And he's like, "No, I didn't." And then he's like, "Take the fucking elephant."
Well, he breaks the guy's. There's all in one shot. You see this guy's mangled, rubber fingers.
Yeah, it's like
getting punched all the way back. Then there's this really bright light just in between the guy's face whose fingers are getting crushed, then to Liam Neeson, then to Frances McDormand, and they're all looking at the light, basically just being like, "Ah!" And it's one of the funniest fucking shots. Like I laughed so hard watching that, but in the best way, just kidding.
Yeah.
I think I said we. I was like we.
In the beginning, the henchman that has like a wooden leg and it's also a machine gun.
A wooden leg that's also a machine gun.
The secondary faces in this, all right, from like Evil Dead 2, you've got the hillbilly guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the henchmen. Ted Raimi, Sam's brothers and everything. He's some chicken got poisoned? Or whenever he says some food got poisoned. He's like a bad guy henchman in this who meets his demise very nicely.
Yeah.
And oh god, who's the guy from LA Law is the bad guy, that's what it was from Wayne's World, the camera op. He's like, 5.
Yeah.
4. He's in it. Not since Monster Squad have I been so excited to recommend a Netflix movie.
You
just watch it twice.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
So that's what I've been watching. That was my longest what you've been watching.
Yeah.
Personally, but some good things to talk about.
Some good things.
Sometimes you gotta do that. But yeah, I don't know anything coming up. We got the holidays.
Star Wars.
Jeez,
Star Wars.
Fucking
is
Star
Wars. We gotta talk before we leave.
Yeah.
We got it now. Tony is going tomorrow Eve.
That's what I'm doing.
Got your tickets?
Yeah, I got my
ticket.
Didn't get it in IMAX, but I got it in ArcLight.
That's
and it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, dude. It's like 100 million they've made already on.
Oh my god,
dude! It's like sold out for
pre-sold
like a couple
tickets.
weeks
Yeah.
in many places, and
Jesus.
I lucked out because I mean I don't know how this is happening, but my dad's girlfriend is renting out a movie theater for her class, and on this Saturday, which is also my brother's birthday. So she's like, we're all going to see Star Wars for free.
That's awesome.
And in the theater, cool. It's just going to be a bunch of high school kids, but hopefully that's a good thing.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Could be a bad thing.
That's some of the best part, though, is like the audience. It could be really good.
It could be to have everybody that's genuinely into what's going on. Right? But also, there's a lot. I remember when not me, but a lot of people in high school were like, this fucking blows. Like, no matter what you were doing. Fucking hate Dare.
Just hope we don't get that crowd.
Well, I remember bringing my little cousins to the prequels, or at least the first one.
Yeah,
and they were just like, "Why?
What the hell is this?"
But I would be interested to hear what if you get some kids in high school, like some kids might claim to have seen Star Wars at that age and not really seen it. I think you're going to see a lot of fresh opinions on stuff.
Yeah,
like this is either good or it's not.
Yeah, like I've got a couple of coworkers.
Yeah,
like people that are 20, 21, and they're telling me that really all they know Star Wars from is Clone Wars. Like a lot of these kids now,
they watch
all
the
they
TV
know is
show.
Clone
like
Wars.
Lego shit.
Yeah, all that shit. Like they sort of watch the prequels. They're aware of the originals, but like they're just a totally different generation than the way that they know Star Wars.
Yeah,
and it's got to be strange, right? Because like there's so many people that just fucking love it, and then it's like, well, I saw the cartoon, and that was okay.
The trilogy is like kind of the fucking Bible at this point. Like it's the original even
it's got to be intimidating for some people now too.
Either it's Empire or go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I don't mean it's as significant as the Bible. I mean it's just widely known as the Bible. So if anybody was offended by that,
it's bigger than Jesus.
Yeah, it's big. We're bigger than Jesus. No, I'm not trying to go that route. Even though, who the fuck cares? Who's listening to is the Pope listening to our podcast?
Yeah. I don't know.
But to me, it's
Pope Francis.
The Bible.
Stop.
Fuck you.
Fuck. Oh, hey now.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Well.
He's a guy.
He shits, he pisses. But yeah, the Star Wars stuff, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm probably not going to be able to make it until, probably 2 weeks after release.
Really?
Yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's hectic. You don't want to and you need it's money. You don't need.
Well, the last time I saw a Star Wars movie in the theater was the third Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have some friends that can vouch for this. We went to some shitty theater, sort of like on the outskirts of Chicago, and people were in there with their lightsabers, midnight show, all that shit, and right as fucking Obi-Wan and Anakin are fighting each other like in the lava fucking area, and
Mustafar.
He says, Obi-Wan says, "Oh, Anakin, I have the higher ground." The film rips. Just fucking rips, dude.
Don't try it.
The people with lightsabers were now fucking armed weaklings, but armed nonetheless. And they tried to give us free passes, and it was just a horrible experience.
Wow, dude.
I'm staying away for the betterment of all of you.
Yeah.
I don't want.
I would.
I carry this curse. It's
you guys don't use DCPs. What the fuck?
Well, right. It was. And now that I think about it, now
that was a time when, actually. Attack of the Clones, I think that was like the first big movie that was like exclusively shown in digital format alone.
Lucas is always big on
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I know this happened. And I know some of you jerks that listen to this are my friends. Well, maybe hopefully they're still listening. Yeah, Jesus. But I know there's some people that can vouch for this because they couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
I could distinctly remember that. Like we were talking about Gremlins.
Yeah.
You know what? Film ripping. You know what a burning looks like. And it happens. But I hope this makes a ton of money. We talked about it before, a couple months ago. Tony said it was going to win Best Picture, best costume design.
Well, it'll win. I'm sure it'll
score.
win for costumes or makeup or special effects.
Effects
because a lot of those effects are still practical. There's still some CGI. Some GG Allen.
Yeah. But even like animated short, J.J. Abrams is going to come up on stage, punch that guy in the mouth.
Yeah, no, it's going to be...
it's going to just landslide everything. I remember something funny is also premiering this weekend.
Oh, Alvin and Chipmunks
Yes,
Road Trip.
yes.
That opens this weekend.
Something funny.
Yeah. No, funny because it's
opening
when Star Wars is opening.
Wars.
That's what I
All
started.
right, yeah, that's because I saw it on the side of a bus today.
Yeah.
I was like,
What the fuck?
That's what Jason Lee's doing.
I've really tried for a long time to sort of quell my hype, my
Star
pump
Wars, but you
with
can't.
this movie. But like, as it's tomorrow, man, and I'm just like, oh yes, I can't wait.
dude, takes be Tony Go on the street. Take some pictures of this.
I'm gonna have some coverage for you guys.
Yeah.
About my Star Wars premiere night experience. We'll get some stuff.
I will say all this Star Wars stuff. Like, I kind of am annoyed to wear my Star Wars shirts in public because there's so.
Yeah, I haven't had this happen. I have quite a few Star Wars shirts as well, and I have.
Other
not
than
had
the
this
fact
happen
that
to me.
like every catalog you open and every store you walk into now has Star Wars there. I saw a picture on the internet that was like Star Wars oranges. Like a bag of oranges with a Star Wars
with the little
label on them.
I forget what his name. The new little droid.
Yeah, the new fucking
BB-8.
Yeah. But it's like oranges because I guess because he's a ball. I don't know.
That's how that was funny.
But other than that, every time I wear my Star Wars shirt, I get like at least 5 people asking me like, "You got your tickets for the 18 yet?
You see,
you gonna see that?"
The thing about that though, Jeremy, is that fucking weirdos just come up to you.
Yeah,
okay?
it's true.
This does not happen to me. I could walk around with that Star Wars shirt any time of the day. No one's coming up to me and saying, "Hey, you get your tickets for the 18th?" No, they're leaving me the fuck alone. But you,
I don't know. Yeah,
you could be by yourself in a field and someone will come up to you and ask you about it.
So there's been so many times where we've just been like trying to go about our day, and like a homeless dude will talk to me, and like just like you just know that like this guy's gonna fucking talk to me right now. I know this guy's gonna talk, and like they do. And even when I'm just like on the bus, like listening to music, clearly people will just be like, "Yeah, so." I overdosed on meth a couple times. And it's just like, dude,
I was. Well, first of all, I gotta say that Jeremy, I've never in my life seen you like. There's hardworking Jeremy, there's stressed out Jeremy, there's fun-loving Jeremy, but there's not asshole Jeremy.
No,
you don't have that. I don't know if your face is capable of making like that. Don't fucking talk to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can.
Throwing a fit, Jeremy.
I feel like
still talk to that guy.
Yeah, no, there's temper tantrum. Like, no, I worked really hard on that.
Punch this table.
But yeah, no, I guess I'm just a fucking. I mean, I look. You guys don't see. I have a yellow beanie, and I look like I'm selling Vandecamp's fish and chips. So nobody's gonna be mad at that.
Oh, Christ. Well, I don't remember what the second part of what I was gonna say is now, but it was gonna be good. And
No.
Now you're never gonna know.
No, you're never gonna know.
I laughed it out. But yeah, that's it's good. It feels good to do this. Like I said, it's been a bit like in some sort of shape or form. This is almost like therapy, where you just get to talk at people.
Just like just let it all out. And just doing something that like we want to do. That's like for us and us alone. Yeah, because we like working with each other.
Yeah,
and all our fans.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to be back. Like we say, every time, buythebulb at gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. Subscribe. We're on YouTube also. Uploaded a bunch of episodes there if you're not like iTunes friendly, which apparently some of you are not.
Yeah.
I just put it up on YouTube, so now you got no excuse.
Yeah.
Also, too, like I mentioned before, we've got Mike T from Cartoon Retrocast coming out, meeting up at the One Up in Sherman Oaks. Also, Eric T, unrelated, who is a co-host on the Cartoon Express podcast. Sorry, Cartoon Express. Well, you see, your boy, it's my. I love that shit. I love it, and it's good to hear opinions about it, even when they're wrong. Still fun to listen to, but yeah, it's sort of like having like a with our powers combined, having our own
podcast planet
crossover episode, and hopefully that goes well. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Thanks for telling people that we exist.
I don't know if I showed you. I got a new toy. Eric T from Cartoon Express sent me a Garfield. He's on wheels, on a little cart there, like Safari Garfield.
Oh, no shit. That's dope, Eric.
Yeah, and it's got
it's next to to Scrooge.
Right.
Scrooge,
Well, they're both Happy Meal toys.
Yeah.
But what I love about it, it really tugs at the heartstrings, is when I flip it over and I look at Garfield's butt and it says 1988 on it. 88. I know I've hit the big time.
That is vintage. That's a good.
Taste the plastic.
Taste the
Lick his foot.
Nom, 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 nom.
It tastes like 1988. All right, you guys got anything else?
We got it, man.
I thank you guys for hopefully. I know that we're trying. I personally am trying to get more goodies and gadgets to make it easier for us to make more awesome content for you, not just listening, but for your eye ears as well. You can see some things, and we're really working hard to do that in the next couple months. Expand our portfolio, as it were.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since By the Balls put out a video. So
and we there are some By the Bulb videos you can look at them.
Also on that YouTube channel.
Yeah, also on that YouTube channel. But other than that, thanks for fucking sticking with us, who's ever listening right now.
All right, beautiful. Well, this is Brian.
This is Jeremy.
Tony, lights out.
Get the glue.
We're out of glue.
You use up all the glue on purpose.
The old man stood quivering with fury, stammering as he tried to come up with a real crusher. All he got out was